and I've been here for about 2 years or so, and as a faculty member here, we're encouraged to do research. And as a part of that, I have gotten a little excited at the idea of doing different things, and my background is based in women's studies, so I have a master's degree in women's studies and also a master's in library and information science. So I was like, okay, what mixes these two worlds? So I'm really interested in looking at the way that gender works in a bunch of different environments. So here in the library, I came up with the question of how exactly do different students look for information when approaching the reference desk? So I was curious to look at, based on the gender of a patron who comes to the desk, are they more inclined to go to a female librarian or a male librarian when looking for information?
What were your methods of research for this study?
Well, the methods really came a lot from looking at the different literature in the field. So I think at any time when you try and do some research, you want to see what else has been done out there that's similar to what you want to do. So when I looked at previous studies, I looked at their methods and felt like I could tweak it a little bit. So the way I tweaked it is that we controlled a lot for the gender of the librarians available at a given time. So at the reference desk, we set up one woman and one man, and then any patron that could come up, we just tried to see who they would go to. And ultimately we were wondering, okay, so why? Why might they approach a female librarian more than a male librarian, which is a little bit of what we found. So we also randomly selected about 10% of the people who came to the desk to give them a survey and ask a little bit as to why they approached the library and that they did. All right, so after writing the article, there's always that question of where exactly do you want to go ahead and shop that around. So for me, it seemed kind of obvious where I wanted to go. So one of the top sort of professional organizations for library professionals is the American Association of College and Research Libraries, and they have an official scholarly journal, and that is this. It's called College and Research Libraries. It has a pretty low acceptance rate, which means it's a little bit more competitive, so that stood out a little bit. It has a high impact factor, meaning that a lot of the articles get cited by other scholars. So a lot of the sort of leading scholarship in the field relates in some way to this journal. There are 3 reviewers involved. 2 are blind reviewers, so that means there are 2 people that the manuscript is then sent out to that give their feedback there. And then for this journal, there's 1 in-house as well, so you're getting 3 separate people that are all well educated, either have a master's degree or a PhD in the field, so they kind of know what they're talking about. So the feedback they give is something that really should be paid attention to. So after writing the manuscript and submitting it, it's about a 10 to 12 week turnaround time to get all of that feedback from the reviewers, and then after that it takes another 6 to 12 months. So if you look really closely at this copy, you won't see my name on here because I'm still waiting. So it takes a little bit of time. Alright, so when we come to the shelves here, we can actually see that all of the College and Research Libraries journal is right here living on the library shelf. If I go ahead and take a look, here's a copy of it. And just knowing that my idea has turned into something that's going to live on a library shelf for all time to come, it's pretty exciting.